Reuben, the first son of Jacob. His name means behold the son, was the firstborn of Jacob and Leah. His birth was a source of great hope and a sign of God's favor on Leah. As the eldest, Reuben held a privileged position carrying the rights and responsibilities of the firstborn son, which typically included a double portion of the inheritance and leadership among his brothers. In his early life, Reuben showed a tender and compassionate side when his younger brother Joseph was thrown into the pit by his envious brothers. It was Reuben who intervened, suggesting they not kill him, but instead cast him into a pit, secretly intending to rescue him later and return him to their father. This act reveals a moral conscience and a desire to protect his brother, even if he ultimately failed to prevent Joseph's sale into slavery. His distress upon discovering Joseph missing from the pit further shows his genuine concern. However, Reuben's life was also marked with a significant moral failing. He committed a grave sin by sleeping with Bilhah, his father's concubine. This was a deep act of disrespect to his father and a transgression against his family's honor. It had severe consequences for his future, as it led him to losing his birthright. Jacob, on his deathbed, explicitly recounted this transgression, stripping Reuben of the preeminence that was rightfully his as the firstborn. Instead, his birthright was divided. The double portion of inheritance went to Joseph's sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, and the leadership role passed to Judah. Despite the setback, Reuben remained a part of the family and continued to participate in their journey. During the severe famine that gripped the land, when Jacob's sons had to go to Egypt for grain, Reuben was present. He even offered his own 2 sons as collateral to Jacob, swearing to bring Benjamin back from Egypt safely. While this offer was ultimately not accepted by Jacob at that moment, it demonstrates his willingness to take responsibility and a concern for his family's well-being as the leader. The tribe of Reuben, descended from him, settled on the east side of the Jordan, alongside the tribe of Gad and half the tribe of Manasseh. This decision to settle outside the main promised land west of the Jordan later became a point of contention and distinction for the tribe. They were known for their pastoral pursuits and their connection to their ancestral lands. Despite their initial prominence, the tribe of Reuben did not achieve lasting political or military dominance within Israel, perhaps reflecting the diminishing status of their father. Reuben's life is a narrative of missed potential and the consequence of sin, and on the other end, one of loyalty to family. Become a member of the channel and get exclusive members-only content, courses, articles, audio, and much more, all in one place. We add new materials every single month, and we'd love to have you. Check out the links in the description or in the links for the channel. Let's take a look at the themes from Reuben's life. First, the loss of his birthright. The most prominent theme in his story is the forfeiture of his preeminence as the firstborn due to his transgression with Bilhah. Yet again, a man losing his birthright and his prominence for sex. This highlights the importance of moral conduct and respect within patriarchy. The second theme, consequences of sin. Reuben's actions demonstrate that even deeply personal sins can have far-reaching and generational consequences, impacting one's status and destiny. Third, compassion and protection. His attempt to save Joseph from death shows a caring side, perhaps some remorse and a desire to prevent harm, though he ultimately failed to fully protect Joseph. Fourth, loyalty and family responsibility. Despite his flaws, Reuben remained committed to his family, evidenced by his willingness to put his own sons at risk to ensure Benjamin's return. Fifth, the human flaw and divine sovereignty. Reuben's story illustrates the imperfect nature of humanity and how God's plans unfold despite and sometimes through human failings. The leadership and blessing ultimately pass to his brothers Judah and Joseph. The last theme, tribal identity and legacy. The final theme. The legacy of Reuben is also seen in the eventual settlement and character of the tribe bearing his name, often depicted as a pastoral, somewhat distinct and separate group. Subscribe to the channel or St. Nicholas will slap you when you get to heaven. Lastly, let's look at the key points from Reuben's life. The scripture references are below. He was the firstborn of Jacob and Leah. He was a symbol of Leah's hope He brings mandrakes to his mother. Reuben finds mandrakes, which Leah uses to bargain with Rachel for Jacob's attention. He sins with Bilhah, his father's concubine. He intervenes to save Joseph from death, suggests throwing Joseph into the pit, distresses when Joseph is missing from the pit, loses his birthright, described as unstable as water. His birthright is given to Joseph's sons, the leadership aspect of birthright given to Judah. He was present during the first journey to Egypt for grain. He reminds his brothers of their guilt regarding Joseph, offers his 2 sons as surety for Benjamin's return. His tribe settles east of the Jordan. He builds an altar with Gad and half of Manasseh on the Jordan. He justifies the altar as a witness, not for sacrifice. The tribe of Reuben is blessed by Moses. His descendants are mentioned in genealogies. There's a lack of prominence in later years and in Israelite history. Despite being the firstborn, the tribe of Reuben does not typically hold a leading role in the narratives of judges and kings, reflecting their father's loss of preeminence. That's Reuben, the son of Jacob. Subscribe to the channel or St. Nicholas will slap you when you get to heaven.